Yeah, it's fine.
One second, it's not visible yet. Yes, yes. Hi, Amarjit.
Yeah,
Good
hi.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just a second. Yes, I taken the snapshot team. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Aman, can you tell me about your current roles and responsibilities and your technical stacks, please?
Sure, thank you. So my name is Amarjit Kumar. I am having 7+ years of experience. So the currently I'm working the technology which I have Java with a Spring Boot Microservices, a Spring Cloud component as a backend. Some of the exposures as a front end as a Angular 9. Also, I have a good experience in AWS Cloud Services. Coming for the database, I have a Mongo and Oracle SQLs experience I have. Apart from this, all the DevOps tools which I am using, which is used for the development and monitoring the application, like Apache, Maven, Jenkins, Jira, GitHub, ELK, Splunk, and all. So these all are the technology stack which I am working. And domain perspectives, I have a good experience in this banking, telecom, e-commerce, and health insurance domain. So the current project which I am working, that is based on the health related project. So the project is nothing but is a portal where we are providing a customer to come in the portal and take the whatever insurance he want, he can take. Once he will take, then we'll have a multiple microservices which need to be process the data with the order creations, then manipulate the data, and after that users can get the notifications, alerts, and all, and that they can do the payments while they will do the payment. In that time they will get some redemptions and all, so that offers amounts and all. So for that we'll have a separate microservices which need to be communicate each others and follow the business requirement to complete. These all are the project which I am working. So my role and responsibility for this project, we are following agile. So based on the agile, whatever the sprint task will be defined on the Jira, that I have to work. So on daily basis, we are developing a microservices applications, end-to-end development for this new requirement which is coming for the microservices related. And some of the cases will have a API communications by using third party. So that will be happen through the synchronous and asynchronous communications which I am doing, either Kafka or maybe REST templates and all. Apart from this, like whatever the development we have developed, that will go for the multiple deployment with a different environment. So while it will go for the production environment, in that cases what will happen, we need to stay on call on this productions, and we can check all those things, all the configurations, whatever we are doing is fine or not, what are the changes we have done as per the request, coming the same response or not, expected response or not, what are the logger or configurations details which changes that is coming proper or not, so that we can analyze the log after deployment in productions and all. So these type of things we are doing.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
How good you are in Kafka?
Kafka I used asynchronous communication because we'll have a multiple microservices are there. So in that cases, what scenario we used, suppose we are processing the data. So we'll have a order microservice. So order microservice will create a request. So that create a request of order, and after that others microservice like a store microservice, payment microservice, notification microservice need to process the data as per this order request. So simultaneously they cannot call the order microservices because that will be taken times and all. In that cases we have created a Kafka cluster. So order microservice will have a producers class, so that will be produce the data to the Kafka cluster, and other microservice will have a consumer class, so that will, based on the topic, he will be consume the data, and they will process as per this, they will create a slot, they will redeem some amounts for this promo, and they can calculate the fair amount, and after that they will produce the same in the cluster, and order microservices will update in this order, and after that order will be successful or fulfillment the requirements, then they will get the customer notifications and all. So that type of things we are doing. So mostly Kafka is used for the asynchronous communications which we are handling through the clusters, producers, consumers will be there. Based on the topic we can like.
So in which part of Kafka implementation you are using, either a listener or like producer?
Mostly
So
Kafka listeners I used, Kafka listeners which is used for this while we are creating a cluster. Then in that cases we'll have a Kafka listeners which will be listen that.
okay. What about customer group?
Customer group regarding this. Groupings and all you are asking, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes. So while we'll create any orders. So in that cases we'll have a we are creating a group. So what type of groups and all will be there, and according to that we'll have a customers group we will create. Like suppose if I have a like multiples microservices. So suppose we'll have a health related insurance which coming. In that cases we will call we will define this particular group name and the topic name and then key sets and all.
Okay. So can you list out some functional interfaces and predefined functional interfaces?
Yeah. In Java 8, we have Java 8 is a functional interface. So functional interface is nothing but it's a single abstract method will be there. In that we can add a multiple default and a static method. So functional interface already have a predefined functional interface is there. Like we can say clonable is there, serializable is there. These all are the functional interface.
Okay. So how about you are in using Java 8 features? So what are the features you are frequently using in your project?
Mostly Java 8 features as is there date time API is there, stream API is there, and we have a lambda expressions, functional interface, and method reference and optional are there. So mostly which I am using is a lambda expressions, functional interface, date time API, method reference depends on the requirement which we are following. So here we have multiple intermediate and operations we used.
Okay. Okay. Can you quickly share your screen?
Hello.
Can you share your screen,
Sure, sure.
Amarjit?
Yeah, I'm sharing now.
And be ready with any IDE or notepad, whatever you have.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, yes. So I want to test you about your Stream API knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give you a scenario and I want you to try that scenario to solve it by using Streams API.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Enter your name. Take your name as an input, your full name Amarjit Kumar as an input, and you have to find the first non-repeated character in your name.
Okay. For non-repeating, first non-repeating character.
Yeah,
First
yes.
non-repeating characters in a Stream API using Java 8. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Characters. First non-repeating characters. So A is already there. M is already there. AMA is already there. R is already there. J is not there. So that the output will be J. Okay. First non-repeating characters will be there. So what we have to do? First non-repeating characters. I'll do that. List. Okay. List dot stream. So here list of stream will be there. So filters non-repeating characters. So what we'll do? First of all, we will map. So by using map, first non-repeating characters here. ch dot Java 8, so ch there. The we can use the inbuilt methods or all anything here.
You can use inbuilt method.
Yeah. This dot string dot filter. This. This ch. First non-repeating characters in Java 8. Directly we can do this by using a loop also. We can iterate the loop. Hello. Hello.
No.
Yeah.
Directly you're actually doing like a list.string, but where is that list?
No, no, that
So
is
where you
this is characters only. I think so that will not. No, no. I told like directly we can use through this one. This name is there, so that will be as a character array. So after that we will process by using loop, so that I equal to
is that
zero
a
as
name is a character array that is like string, right?
this is a string. Okay, so we will put it into this name a string as a character, and after that we
Yes,
will process by
but
using for loop.
Amarjit, do you have ID in your system?
I ID I have to install.
Okay, no issues. Then I think how can we name equal to Amarjit Kumar? It is a string, right? So
Okay, so this will
and
be a string. Then we
existing
will mention as a
method will
string str. Just a minute. I thought right. Correct, no? This one you are asking. And after that, what we will do? We will convert into char array.
okay.
Character ch equal to name dot. And after that, we will do this for loop for this then ch. This one, okay, and j. Like that we can do here, non-repeating first characters.
Okay. But it seems like you're not using Java 8, right?
This will be as a simple. If you want a Java, then we can use a filters and map here. Uh,
Okay. Can you explain line by line, Majid?
Yeah, so here we'll have a string as a name. So first we have put it this Amarjit Kumar as a characters array. So that ch I have mentioned, and in that char array all this will be divided, and after that we'll have a loop. So we'll
Got this. What is that name dot character? What does that method do?
this will be divided in like different a m a r and like that.
Okay.
Different characters, and then we will call the char length. So char length will be a start from length minus 1, so whatever the length will be there, for the length minus 1 equal to 0, and then we will execute one next index of also, which will be from j, and then we will compare. If I is not equal to j, then maybe this will be the first character which is not duplicate.
Okay. Okay. We'll move to the next question, Majid. We don't want to spend so much time here. Um, do you aware of circuit pattern?
Yeah, in
What is that?
microservice, right?
Yeah.
CQRS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Yeah. So CQRS is used for mostly is database patterns where we can circular qu- query query mostly we'll use for while we are doing for the database using in the microservices. So we'll have a insert, update, delete operations which will be performed in this CQRS. So whatever the commands will be there in this CQRS. So C stand for the commands, Q stand for the query. So in the command, what type of command you are writing, either insert, delete, update operations and all. So how you are manipulating the queries. So while we are writing this these all operations, so how you are manipulating these queries. So for that cases we use the CQRS pattern.
Okay. Um, Again, can you share your screen? And what are the design patterns you are aware of?
Design pattern mostly in microservices, multiple design patterns we used, like Saga, CQRS, and then API gateways, and then configuration server, and port binding, port related things.
Can you explain about Java design pattern?
Saga mostly is used for while we are communicating with the database, so that will happen like a transaction. So if you have a multiple microservices, and how this transactions management and handling will happen, in that cases we'll have a Saga as a orchestrations, which will perform your all your data which is coming from one microservice to another microservices, and after the process is completed, then there your transactions will be completed. Else we have a in between, if anything will be failed or any microservices, then we can roll back your transactions and all. So this type of transaction management will happen through the Saga. Suppose we have in order to we have order microservices, slot microservices are there, then that payment microservices and notification, then checkout microservices, all are there. In between what happened, order microservices has initiated the order, so transaction T1 has been created, and but B microservices will have a slot has been created for this order which is initiated, and after that that will go for the payment has been also like going for this initiated. But some of the cases what happened, the slot has been declared but a store has not available. So in that cases a store microservices has failed this requirement, like they are not accepting this order. So what will happen, the transaction need to be revert back. So how will happen, like all the transactions, because slot micro store microservices has failed, so they will notify the other respective microservices immediate, which is the slot micro or payment microservices, our transaction has failed, can you roll back your transaction commit which you have done for that things. So this orchestrations will be like a saga will taken care these all things.
Okay. So what is your day-to-day activity, Amajit?
Day-to-day activity which I am working right now, like mostly we are developing a microservices based as per the client requirement. Some of the microservices has already developed. In that cases, we are exposing the services by using REST template and Kafka, so that we are checking. And after that, if any deployments and all will happen, that cases we have to check all those things, like multiples. We have microservices tools are there, through that we can monitor your application, our applications, and also like monitor in the sense like we can check whatever the changes I have developed, so that is working proper or not, or the request response are there. So we'll have a multiple actuators and multiple Spring Cloud component like Histrix, Eureka, Service Registry, and circuit breakers and all their ribbons and all. So through that we can check our applications status and things.
And how much time you spend for development daily?
Spring.
How much time you spend in a day for developing?
On a daily developing, mostly we are developing 3 and a half hours mostly. I'm going for the development. Apart from that, we will have a calls will be there. So some of the cases will have handle the teams calls and provide a KTs for the new requirements and all. And apart from this, some of the cases will have a configurations and all, so that type of things we are doing, and testings of our side, so that things will be doing. So 3 to 4 hours mostly I'm giving daily basis for this.
You have done any certifications?
No, I haven't done any test certifications, but I have trend on like Java, big data and microservices, AWS before in corporate level.
Okay, okay. Okay, Amajit, that's it from my end. It was nice talking to you. Um, yeah, I think your interview is good.
Mhm.
And do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, so for which project you are hiring, what will be the clients and all? Any idea?
No,
What are?
I can't share the client details and all.
Mhm.
So it is just like a retail domain.
Okay, okay. Sure. Thank you for that. Yeah, nice talking to you.